Deano's Night Out on WRMN. It's the talk of the town, so come on and listen now. It's Deano's Night Out on WRMN 1410. On WRMN, it's the talk of the town, so come on and listen now. It's Deano's Night Out on WRMN 1410.
And hello, everybody. Welcome to Deano's Night Out. We're here 2 to 4 today. Going to have a great lineup of guests, but we're going to get started with what we always do. We talk about what's going on in the Fox River Valley. This show is, of course, brought to you by Rado Nesti with the Arcata Theater, oshows.com. So real quick, I'm going to try and hit the screen here. There we go. And we're going to talk about what's going on. Because this first guest I'm going to tell you who it is. It's Jonny Lyons. He's going to be here performing right here in Elgin, down the block on Douglas at Danny's Pizza this evening. I believe he's going to be performing. He'll tell you about it. But you're going to want to meet this guy, another young talent that you just unbelievable the talent that he has. But we'll get to that in just a few short moments. I just couldn't wait to tell everybody who was going to be here. So here's what's going on at the Arcata Theater tonight. That's February the 21st. 8 o'clock show. They got the Sons of Cream. It's the music of Eric Clapton, Ginger Baker, and Jack Bruce. They're celebrating the legendary music of their fathers. Ginger's son, Kofi Baker, and Jack's son, Malcolm Bruce, are joined by Ginger's grandnephew, Rob Johnson. That's a lot of family there. But anyhow, it's a great band. They're going to be putting on some great music. They're not just your basic cover band. It's got heart behind it because it's family. And then over there at the Des Plaines Theater, which is on Minor Street, 1476 Minor, you've got CTA. That's the California Transit Authority. With Danny Seraphin, the original drummer, they say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. And it's evidenced by all the Chicago cover bands out there. You know, why settle for the imitation when you could have the real deal? And they're going to have a special guest, Dennis Stefano of the Buckinghams. And we're going to move right over to Saturday, over at the Arcata. Yeah. Johnny's looking at me like, does this guy know what he's doing on here? No, not all the time, but I try. All right, where we at? Arcata Theater, Saturday. What they have going on, they have Icons of Country, the hottest country tribute show on earth. 3 artists, 1 stage, 1 night. Hear them all. You're going to love it. Favorite songs from Luke Bryan, Jason Alden, and Miranda Lambert. An amazing night of country music. And if you want a little something different, they got the Windy City Elvis, the tribute artist competition. And that's at the Des Plaines Theater. And that starts at 8 o'clock. There's a $3,500 cash prize. So, and I guess they get the King of the Windy City Championship belt. That's probably worth more than a prize if you're any type of a stylist that wants to show your piece about Elvis. So enough of that. We're going to get right into the show here today. And I want to introduce our first guest, and that would be Jonny Lyons. Jonny, welcome to the show. How are you, sir? I couldn't be any better. There, we got you up. All right. Yeah. So tell us, where you're playing at first. Let's let everybody know what you're doing.
Sure. Well, tonight we're over at Danny's Pizza. Danny's on Douglas, downtown Elgin here, 8 to 11 p.m. with the full band, Jonny Lyons and the Pride. Next couple of days, tomorrow I'm at a new place up in Libertyville, Impact Fuel Rooms. That'll be fun to check out. Well, that's actually not tomorrow. That's Sunday. Tomorrow's a corporate event, but that's what we got for this weekend.
Oh, beautiful. And you've been together with this band for how long?
We've been together since, I think, 2019. So, good while now.
Yeah, it sounds like it's been just a bit. And you got into music, going off of, you try and do as best research as you can. But once you're in the studio, I usually find, better questions they ask you. But, I understand that you write your own music. And I even saw on your website, why don't you tell everybody your website real quick?
Oh, sure. It's jlyonsmusic.com. We got our full schedule up there, all sorts of things that we do, and, pictures and bios and all that jazz at jlyonsmusic.com. It's always where I like to direct people to go if they're looking to find a show.
And that's Lyons, J, obviously the letter J, Lyons, Lyons. ONS.
Music.
Music.com.
Yes, sir.
And when I clicked onto it, I saw a lot of the music that was on there. And am I to understand those are all your original?
The ones posted on the homepage there
Yes.
are all original, yes.
Yeah, that's some good music.
Thank you kindly.
I mean, really good music. I was trying to figure out, well, who is that? And where's that one covered from? But that's no cover. That's you.
Indeed.
Yeah, I like that. That was really something. But and you cover variety like 50s, 60s, 70s, and even R&B with the Motown, right?
Indeed.
Well, obviously 50s, 60s, maybe your favorite.
I shouldn't. It's kind of where we started our focus, just because I kind of had the shtick going. But
Sure.
If I really had to pick a favorite, I tend to gravitate towards the soul music,
Do you really?
like the Ray Charles and Sam Cooke's, Otis Reddings of the world.
It's got the feeling, right?
Yeah,
It's got that oomph in it.
I naturally tend to sing soulfully as well, so it certainly like it. But I mean, 50s, 60s rock and roll is hard to beat as well.
Well, you certainly have that look. I mean, you got that Elvis look going on, and that was
Indeed.
originally what you were doing.
Yeah, I started as a tribute artist. I was 14 years old. I actually started doing Johnny Cash first, and started doing Elvis when I was about 17. And so, yeah, when I started in the tribute world, I actually secured a lead in a Johnny Cash tribute band called June's Got the Cash, and that's when I dyed my hair black and started doing the pompadour full time. But now it's back to red. Trying not to be the Elvis guy all the time, but still got the pompadour.
You give us a thank you very much.
You can go over to Des Plaines Theater.
Yeah, everybody thinks they're Elvis. They always want to do it. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. No, that's great. You come from a background as far as entertainment goes?
Yeah, so my family, both my mom and dad were in music to some degree, at least. My dad fronted a rock band started in the 80s, and throughout my childhood, mostly a wedding band called Montage. And I grew up with rehearsals in the basement, played a lot of the same music we do in our band today. So that's cool. My mom was in musical theater, so I grew up in the theater a little bit as well, and she actually joined the band later on singing harmonies and some duets and some solo pieces as well. So that's kind of the musical background. My dad's actually, he does an Elvis thing now. And that's actually, he helped pull me into that tribute world. He does a 70s Elvis thing today, and he's got his own band as well.
Doing pretty well?
Yeah.
Nice. So you always been into this showbiz. It says that even like when you were doing the ABCs, you had them banging out like some kind of a song. Is that?
Yes. My original rendition of the ABCs was terribly inaccurate, but you could see I always had the passion for singing.
Well, you were harmonizing. That's all. You were turning it into harmony. And you started out, from there, and then you had your own. At age 10, you had started playing, I guess, the drums. Was that true?
Yes. I started. I was in marching band, jazz band, all that stuff in school, but I also was in a kind of a grunge rock band was originally called Blackout, and then it was the Smoking Revolvers was the longest title, longest amount of time.
Yeah.
And then it changed to Plume again. It was fun. Got me used to live performance.
Yeah, you felt right at home on the stage, huh?
I did.
You still enjoying that?
Of course. Couldn't imagine anything else.
You know, I understand your father being in this and everything else, and I ask everybody that comes on, who was like your motivation or your that said, you know what, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously parental influence, but I lost my uncle Johnny, and that's part of the reason why I shortened my name from Jonathan to Johnny. He's also no H, just like me, but he was always extremely supportive of anything musical. Always tried to get me up on stage whenever he had the opportunity, and I lost him unfortunately. Age 52, he choked on a piece of steak,
No, gosh.
and that was when I was kind of really getting into the music thing, and so a little bit of a tribute to him as well.
Yeah, well, sorry to hear about your uncle, but how cool is that? You make your name Johnny just to
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
your
keep
keep
him
your
alive.
uncle alive within your heart and your spirit. That's always good. I always tell people that's how you keep someone's spirit alive. Always speak them on your tongue and have something to say
Mhm.
good about them. And obviously, you have a lot of good things to say about them.
He was a
And
great guy.
yeah, and you play a lot of different musical instruments. What do you play?
Yeah, obviously the drums. Um, I started. Well, I was at a piano in the house growing up, so I had that to screw around with, but I never really took official lessons. If you put sheet music in front of me, I'd take a while plunking it out, but to play a little bit of piano.
You bang on the ivories like Jerry Lee?
I've tried here and there. I'm not quite the same,
Oh
but
my God! That you ever see how he really gets
oh
into
yeah,
that thing?
oh yeah.
How can he keep track of where
I
he's
was
at?
good friends with Lance Lipinski, who was Jerry Lee Lewis in the Million Dollar Quartet for 6 years, and
Oh, neat.
actually met him at the Arcada Theater, and he's a good friend of mine now, and he's always banging on that
That's
thing
something
like
how they
Jerry
do it,
Lee.
isn't it?
I
Well,
sometimes do it.
likewise. I mean, just the way I watched you play, the guitar and everything else, and how you can make the vocals and your hand go the right
Sure,
way to
yeah.
play the right notes is really something.
I've
That's a
definitely
gift.
drawn off of the energy of Jerry Lee myself too.
Yeah,
Not necessarily on a keyboard, but like that rock and roll wild energy
yeah,
is
that
something
wild
I
man,
try.
huh?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's great. Hey, listen, everybody, we're talking right now, Jonny Lyons, and Jonny Lyons has got a great band put together, and I'm going to show some of these pictures over here. Let me get to my screen, and there we are. Yep. Jonny Lyons and the Pride. That's the name of the actual group that he has. And he has some great pieces. And if you go to
JLionsMusic.com. Yeah.
jlionsmusic.com, you would be able to hear some of the cuts that he's made himself, all by himself. So, that's kind of cool. And one of the places he's going to be at again, and that's going to be this tonight, this Friday, 8 o'clock show, 8 to 11. Danny's on Douglas. That's right down the block from us. So you definitely want to get over there. You may want to call him, get a phone call in ahead of time, because I know the place is going to pack up. But you want to talk with John, you have a little question for Johnny, give us a call at 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. And we're going to be back in just a few short moments.
A full-blown concert, we bring out the best in every musician, no matter their level. Join the School of Rock Elgin family today, where music isn't just learned, it's lived. Visit the website at elgin.schoolofrock.com to sign up for a free trial. We start pre-enrollments in January, targeting mid-February opening. Unleash your inner rock star. The First Shift is the go-to show for movers and shakers of the Fox River Valley.
This is Mayor Mike from Hampshire. People always ask me how I find the time to listen to Marky B on the First Shift. And the obvious answer is when I've got nothing better to do. If you've got nothing better to do, try listening in from 6 to 10 a.m. weekdays on the Voice of the Valley, 1410 a.m. WRMN. I can't believe I'm actually recording this. Man, I feel bad for this guy.
Catch it weekday mornings from 6 until 10 a.m. right here on WRMN.
This is the Chef of Love, Chef Jannard, TV host and restaurateur. My grandparents harvested their land to sell food and share this overflowing bounty with our community. Grandma said, for every yam we pick, we give one away. In the world they cultivated, I love preparing and eating dinner with my family on Sundays. When our resources changed, food assistance programs sustained us. They gave me fuel to start my first culinary business at 16 years old, and inspiration to donate the extra food in my community. Through my life, I've developed an appetite to work with others to ensure everyone has access to the nutritious food we need to thrive. Together, we can help end hunger. Come on, join the movement with Feeding America by volunteering, donating, and advocating. Learn more at feedingamerica.org/act now.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hello, and we are back to Deano's Night Out. Sitting here with Jonny Lyons. And Jonny Lyons is going to give us a little more background about where he's been, what type of places he's performed at, which is his favorite place. You know, the stuff we always ask the listeners want to know. And again, those of you listening want to call in, 847-931-1410. Give us a call over here. You got any type of stuff, any kind of questions you want to ask? But go ahead, Jonny. We started talking while we were on break, and a lot of people like to know, like, you know, what type of places have you played at? Which was maybe your favorite? So go ahead.
2 years in a row was the Minnesota State Fair. That was they'll treat you like royalty up there, which is cool, and we've had a lot of things actually kind of blossom from that as well, through different agencies that, you know, just connections we've made up there. And you know, it's always fun to play in front of thousands of people, and
It's got to be a rush, man.
it is. And he's hooked me up with another agency out of Nashville, and he's putting us all over the world, different theaters. Our next one with him is in Nebraska, and that's actually coming up over St. Patrick's Day weekend. So, you know, some of those bigger theaters and such that you know, makes you feel like you're doing something right.
Yeah, right. And how about like the smaller venues? Because
Sure.
you know, talking with a lot of the you know, different performers that we've had come in here, they say, yeah, they like that big crowd. It's like you say, it's like, man, look at that.
Yeah.
A couple thousand people here to listen to me sing, and that's got to feel good.
It
You know,
does,
It
actually.
tests to your abilities. But you know, the little intimate ones too. Those have a little bit of a spot for you.
Absolutely. And I do a lot of solo stuff too, where he really gets intimate, and I'll just, you know, take requests from the audience, try a bunch of different stuff, and you know, you can really connect with people that way. But it's a lot of local places that we enjoy playing. We play the Club Arcata usually once a month. That's fun there. A good one out in Burr Ridge, Johnny Cabs, and that's one of our favorites. Small club, but really neat place. You know,
And Douglas over here, we go Danny's.
I was just going to say.
I mean,
yeah,
it's not the biggest place in the world, but
Right.
man, you could pack a lot of people in there.
yeah, there's definitely room.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun there. We always have a good time. And
I've seen a couple different show bands over there already.
Mm-hmm.
You know, first when I went there, I saw the stage. I was like, wow, what's the stage for? You know.
yeah,
And then I realized that they're having all these different bands come.
yeah, it's a nice little setup there.
Yeah, they do have a nice one, don't they? So what do you have on the show list for tonight over there?
We'll do all sorts of stuff, but usual shtick of a lot of old time rock and roll, soul, blues, a little country, and a little original stuff. And you know, we'll certainly give it our all and put on a show for people.
And I'm putting up here as well while we're talking. Those of you watching on the YouTube, you're going to be where after Danny's Pizza, you're going to the Impact Fuel Room in Libertyville.
Yeah, that'll be a new one for us.
Okay. And then Venuti's right there in Addison on Lake Street.
Yeah, that's once,
right by my house. Yeah.
once a month. Every first Thursday of the month we'll be there.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I'll have to start coming here a
with
little
I
more
think
often.
the exception of April because I had
Nice.
something going on. But
And then you're at Carroll Stream at the Manhattans. That's on the, when is that?
it's 8th, I think.
Yeah, that's coming up. Or past, rather. You had that as well. Johnny Cabs you got in Burr Ridge.
Mhm.
And then you're going to Midwest Theater.
Yep, that's the Nebraska one.
That's kind of neat, huh?
Yeah.
Is that big theater or what type of?
Looks
place
like
is
it.
that?
I've never been there, but
Yeah?
I've seen some pictures and it looks like a fairly large place.
How do you get all these invites for all these different places, all these other cities and states? It looks like I'm looking at the variety that you have. There's quite a variety here.
Yeah, usually it's an agency of some sort. If they're pulling you out of state, they'll put you up on their website and pitch you to different venues, and if they like what they see, then make your way out to Nebraska or wherever else.
Yeah. Well, that's good stuff. You enjoying going to the different?
Yeah, I like going out, seeing the world, and exploring new places and playing to new crowds. That don't you could expose them to what you do.
You get to be like Jerry Lee when you're out on the road a little bit.
I suppose.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to hear. Family man, are you? I never asked about that.
Yeah, so I live with my girlfriend and her 12-year-old son.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, you better behave then.
Yes, indeed.
At least on the air. Yeah, make sure she. No, I'm only teasing you. I'm sure that you're a gentleman all the time. No, that's great. I mean, like I said, if they haven't been to the website, they got to get to that website. Hear your music. You're right here local. You're going to be at, hello. It'll come to me in a second. Danny's on Douglas, and it's just right down the block, everybody, right on the corner. So you don't want to miss him. He's got a great, great show. And give us a call at 847, and we have a call, 847-931-1410. So here we go. And you're on the air with us. Go ahead. Who do we have calling?
How you doing? My name's Armand. So I just had a couple of real quick questions. You had mentioned we saw you quite a few times. Actually, you do a really great show, and it's always a pleasure to see it, Johnny. But you were mentioning you were going to do a Christmas album or something similar to that, or
Yes.
a holiday.
Yeah, we actually just came out with it. So it's I think a 10-track album, and we just released it this December. So that is available. We don't have a digital copy available right now, but it's something I can do. So I have the sticks, USB sticks prepared for that. But otherwise, we have physical copies available at all the
great.
shows.
Okay, at the shows. Okay, that's good to hear. And then, were you planning on playing this year at the Rock House or the Arcada that you know of?
So the Arcada Theater will be upstairs once a month, except I think next month. So I think we're there April 12th, I want to say next. And we're also doing a big multi-band show on the main stage. That's Sunday. It's in, I think, June. Yeah, June 22nd will be in the main stage as well.
Great. Well, thank you very much, and your music's great, so we'll keep following.
Thank you kindly.
Take care.
Thanks for calling.
Armand, thank you for your call. Listen, this is Dino's Night Out. We're going to have to take that bottom of the hour hard break. So please stay tuned. And when he come back, we're going to get Johnny to play a little song right here live in the studio.
This is WRMN News.
I'm Marky B reporting. 2 firefighters suffered minor injuries and a cat died in a house fire Thursday night in West Dundee. Firefighters were called to the split-level single-family house on the 600 block of South 7th Street just after 9 p.m. for a report of a fire in a bathroom. By the time firefighters arrived, the fire had extended through the roof of the home. The residents were able to safely escape the house before firefighters arrived. Firefighters were able to rescue 2 dogs and a snake, but a family cat died. 2 firefighters suffered minor injuries and were treated at the scene and released. The cause of the fire remains under investigation, according to fire officials. The house sustained an estimated $200,000 in damage and was rendered uninhabitable. Well, maybe it's time to fly away. American Airlines is offering Winter Challenge travelers more flights and destinations from O'Hare International Airport. The carrier is debuting new direct service to Honolulu this winter and boosting departures from Chicago by 22%. Here's a look at the American enhancements to its O'Hare roster in 2025. Overall, the carrier will operate up to 480 flights a day from O'Hare, representing a 22% increase from 2024. Nonstop trips include Naples, Italy, beginning this summer. American is flying to 9 new cities from O'Hare this year, including Madrid, Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. 10 daily flights to popular European hubs will be offered as well, including 3 to London's Heathrow Airport. And for travelers eager to explore the great American outdoors, American Airlines is adding flights to Bismarck, North Dakota, Boise, Idaho, and Colorado Springs, Colorado. I'm Marky B on the Talk of the Town.
Produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network. Are you 18 to 24 looking for a hands-on job leading to a career? Have you considered manufacturing? BCS, Business and Career Services, can help. The Manufacturing Careers Internship Program helps you gain work experience while earning money. You will obtain OSHA safety and forklift certifications. At BCS, there's also job placement and retention support. All services are free. BCS has locations in Cook and Kane County. Find out more today at bcsillinois.org. or call 224-545-0765. BCS, strengthening communities, building careers. Accepting applications now. 224-545-0765.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. This afternoon, sunny with a high near 28, with temperatures falling to around 23. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 10. It feels like -3. Tomorrow, sunny with a high near 32, with temperatures falling to around 28. It feels like -2. Currently, it is 26 with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Hey, and we're back. Dino's Night Out. 1410 AM, WRMN. That's what you're listening to. And we are lucky to have a great studio guest, Jonny Lyons. That's who's in the studio today. And as promised, I got Jonny to grab the guitar out of his car. And he's going to play us a little bit of a song or two, which is going to be neat as heck. So tell us, what kind of song you're going to play for us?
Do one off of our record, Little Something Something. It's one that I wrote about 3 in the morning. It was kind of a last-minute thing. It was going to be a 15-track record, and decided I kind of like this, and it came together all in one night. I'm throwing it on the record.
Beautiful.
Track I called A Lonely Prayer.
And this is your own?
Yes.
Your own making. Okay, here we go. Jonny Lyons, everybody.
Well, I said a prayer late last night. I said, oh my God, I know I ain't always done right. So take my money, take it all, fill me with strife. Oh, but please, don't you take her from my life. Well, I start doing better. I start doing right. Find myself and then help others find the light. say the Our Father every night. Oh, but please, please don't you take her from my life. 'Cause she'll help me through the stormy weather. She'll make everything feel alright. Lord, and she'll help me put myself back together. When every other part of me just ain't right. So I'll start doing better. I'm gonna start doing right. I find myself and then help others find the light. Yes, so take my money, take my house, my shelter, my pride. Oh, but please, please don't you take her from my life. Oh, no, no, I'm begging you. So don't you take her from my life.
There you go. Hey, that was pretty darn amazing, Johnny. That was great. Jonny Lyons, everybody. And that's a beautiful song. What's the name of that song?
Lonely Prayer.
The Lonely Prayer. And then only about that, we got a phone call in.
Awesome.
So you got somebody else. We woke them up. So hold on. Let's get this caller. Hello, caller. Go ahead. Who we got on the line?
Me, it's George Rollinson, and you did not wake me up. I've been awake for this entire interview. Very, very good and enlightening. And Johnny, I have a couple of quick questions. And I know you've transitioned away from the musical tribute aspect of Johnny Cash and Elvis.
Right.
But I'm just interested in how you put that together, because I know, and the reason I ask more than anything, Johnny, is that not too long ago I saw $1 Million Quartet, which is, of course, that famous night when Elvis and Johnny Cash and Carl Perkins got together, and Jerry Lee Lewis got together at Sun Studio. Mm-hmm. But it's more than just pretending or sounding like Johnny Cash or Elvis. I'm sure there's a lot more that goes into it. You got to channel the essence of that artist. And how do you do that? You got to do your research, I'm sure. Are you studying film footage? Are you, how's that whole thing go?
So, yeah, there's definitely a lot of film footage. For me, when I first did my first Johnny Cash, I was, like I said, 14 years old. My dad just kind of wanted to throw me in with his show. And I didn't know how to play guitar, and I threw on a wig and just playing the track music, pretending, and it looked awful. And so, because it was on film, and so first to study my own film, go, gosh, that needs to change. That's actually why I took up guitar lessons, was to make it more believable on stage, doing the Johnny Cash thing. But you study a lot of film. Once you start making progress, it's best never to just become content with it and say, good enough, and you study. I mean, I've always had kind of a knack for imitating a certain kind of voice, so that part came fairly naturally. But, I mean, like Johnny Cash moved around on the neck a lot like this, and a lot of shoulder movements and lifting the guitar up and, certain things like that, you find studying film and then going in front of a mirror. Or I had an old tube television down in the basement in my parents' place when I was starting this stuff, and it was all kind of like a fisheye, and you could see the whole body, and I was, trying to looking at what I was doing and in the reflection and trying to emulate that to the best of my ability, but certainly a lot of film.
Yeah, how very cool. Did you see, I'm sure you've seen the movie Walk the Line with Joaquin Phoenix and Johnny Cash. He was great, right? Yeah, I mean, I think he should have probably just let Johnny Cash sing it, but I think he did a great job. Overall. Yeah. Well, I actually, while Dean was on break, thanks to his prompting, I listened to a couple of your songs off of Something Something. You've got a terrific voice, and so happy. I won't be able to see you tonight, but I can promise you this. I know you said you'll be at the Arcada, and we love Ron Onesti. So
Of course.
I'll talk to Dana. Maybe we could put a little group together and come and see you in April.
I'd love to see you there. Thank you.
Continued good luck, my friend. You're great.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for calling in, George. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, George and I go a lot of different places. In fact, we're going to see Vito Zotto this weekend.
Hey, I know Vito.
Yeah, good guy, isn't he?
Indeed.
Yeah, we're going to go see him. He's going to be at the Cruisin', and that's Saturday.
Is that the one in Pingree Grove? Or the Gilbert's?
Gilbert's.
Gilbert's, yeah. That's right where I live.
Oh, do you live out that way?
Yeah.
So, I was trying to catch, too. You have a little bit of sometimes you have a little bit of an accent, but now I'm hearing because, you're able to emulate these different voices.
Yeah.
What is it that are you from the South at all?
You know what? I'm not, but I started. It definitely came from putting on the Johnny Cash
That has to,
and
sure.
the Elvis for so long. It just kind of worked its way naturally into my own speech. I don't necessarily try to put it on, but no, I'm from around here, not from the South.
Born and raised in the area, really?
Yep.
Fox River Valley, Gilbert's guy all along.
Well, I was Streamwood first, then Elgin, and now I live in Pingree Grove.
Pingree Grove, nice, excellent. Well, that's great. Well, that's our Fox River Valley. Each one of them towns, that's our listening area, too. Anybody listening, listen, don't miss a chance. You want to talk to Jonny Lyons, call in right now, WRMN. It's 847-931-1410. That's our number here, 847-931-1410. I think we're going to talk him into maybe another song in just a few moments. But, you were saying emulating the different sounds. You got your uncle's memory with you and keeping it with you. You've got your mother and father, you said both?
Yes.
Yeah. And, this is what got you into the business.
Yeah.
Do you see this like,
Long term?
long term? You plan on?
I do, yeah. I mean, I intend to make it work as long as I can.
Do you like the performing part, or do you want to get into maybe, like a lot of people, they want to do the performing for a little bit, bouncing around from spot to spot could be a little rough.
Right.
They want to get into like maybe produce and then maybe finding their own talent that's out there.
Potentially. Certainly if it comes to a point where, aging and it gets tougher. But I'd like to perform as long as I can. It's definitely in my blood. And if not, the other, at least recording, putting the music out there. If you get it on a good label and, you get royalties and such, I could see that. I'd like to be involved to some capacity.
You're young, so you got a lot of years ahead of you.
Yeah,
Before you start, structuring any type of. But it's never, you always got to start thinking of that. And I'm looking at, again, on that schedule that you got, all the places that you're going to be. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 or 5 different states, much less cities that you're going to be into. So that's got to make you feel good.
Yeah.
And you're getting the calls that go to these and good sized venues, a couple thousand people. At the Nebraska, is that what you said?
It was up in Minnesota.
Minnesota, I had Nebraska, Minnesota.
Also got
it's out west.
Yeah. Remember we opened for Justin Moore last minute, the day of. Somebody got sick for the Walworth County Fair too, and that was I think 5,000 people out there, and that was cool. We actually got a standing ovation from it being an opening act, and they said that's never happened. So
I had the camera on you, nobody saw, but I was standing on that last song that you did. That was a great job. That's sincerely. That was awesome. So what do you think? What's another song you could share with our listeners? Sure. We could coax them into calling here.
Let's see. Here's one that just co-wrote with guitar player Bart Alonzo.
You can take them off. It makes you.
Yeah, all right.
Your sound check's okay now.
There's a song about being drunk.
Yeah, we can all relate. I can.
Ooh. It was like this. Well, here I am, hammered drunk, and I don't know where I am. And I damn sure don't know what I'm supposed to do. Well, so here I am, hammered drunk, but I know one thing's for sure. The very worst idea is calling you. Well, I know
why you left me. And I know why we're done. All my friends tell me to move on, go on, have fun. So I headed out to the usual place. By the time I close my eyes, I see your face. So here I am, hammered drunk. I don't know where I am, and I damn sure don't know the hell I'm supposed to do. Yeah, so here I am, hammered drunk, but I know one thing's for sure. My very worst idea was calling you. Somebody send me an Uber to my location, 'cause I'm here at the corner of confused and complete inebriation. Yeah, so here I am, hammered drunk. I don't know where I am, and I damn sure don't know what I'm supposed to do. Oh, so here I am, hammered drunk. I know one thing's for sure. My very worst idea was calling you. Well, I can't turn around now and undo the things that I've said, but it sure comes to bite me each time I lay down in this empty bed. That bottle sure didn't help me until you by my side. But when that pain creeps in, it's still my favorite place to hide. So here I am, hammered drunk, and I don't know where I am, and I damn sure don't know what I'm supposed to do. Oh, so here I am, hammered drunk, but I know one thing's for sure. My very worst idea was calling you. Oh, my very worst idea was calling you. This thing fell out of tune again.
That's okay. So that was hammered.
Yes, sir. It was hammered.
That was a good job. That's another
original. Yeah, one's not recorded
song
yet, but one we just wrote.
That was pretty darn awesome.
Thank you.
You know, you folks got to get out there. Got to get over to Danny's Pizza tonight on Douglas. Danny's on Douglas right here in Elgin. He's going to be 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock. I don't know. You're going to get a seat because, you know, Armando called earlier. George could always hear somebody when they've got talent, and he's always got a good ear for that. And I'm seeing it live, so there's a bell ringer. That's the applause because they didn't see me standing before. So really, Johnny, I can't tell you how impressed we are with your performances, and how cool is that we're able to have it right here in the studio with us. You know, it's really good, really, really good. And you know, so you know, we talked about it. You're bouncing around place to place, and I get you got the family thing. Do they travel along with you when they can?
Not usually.
Yeah.
Sometimes my girlfriend will come with me if it sounds exciting enough.
Yeah.
But we've also had her son come up to like the Minnesota State Fair and things like that, and so here and there, and it's always fun to have them along when we can.
Sure. You know, and when you're playing the different the venues and you're doing like, do you do just like a set like a Johnny Cash? Like the whole show is all about Johnny Cash or all about Elvis?
Do we offer something like that?
Yeah, do you do something like that?
Yeah, here and there. We try to bring him to do a tribute, but and usually sometimes we'll change up the bandmates. For doing an Elvis thing, we'll get a keyboard player in there, make it a 6-piece. doing a Johnny Cash thing, sometimes I use my old bass player who plays an upright.
Yeah, I saw the big white one.
Yeah. Zach Lentino. But Lowell Todd, our regular guy, is
It's on the bottom right of your screen right now. Of those of you watching with the YouTube, it's they call upright bass, correct? Stand up bass.
upright, stand up.
And it's got that boom, 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 boom.
It's got that slap.
Boom,
too.
boom, boom.
That's
Oh, it's got that slap
definitely
piece. Yeah.
That old clickety-clack Johnny Cash sound. It's
Neat.
definitely comes through with that. But since we've had a little Lowell, our new guy on the bass, he plays electric, but you don't lose anything with him on electric. He's incredible.
Really. And then the band. Tell us a little about the Pride. What makes up the Pride?
Sure.
Other than your inner stuff, we get that. But
Right. Yeah. Well, it's a 5-piece band typically, and it was me and my guitar player Bart kind of started it, and he's the only other founding member. It's all changed since that. But the drummer is actually Bart's son, and he used to play in the Belvederes. Unfortunately, aren't playing anymore. But it was fortunate for me because I needed a drummer at that point in time, and we stole him. He's great. We have, like I said, Lowell Todd on the bass guitar and Maxwell Metter on the saxophones. We got him playing tenor, alto, and baritone, and little flute here and there, and sometimes a keyboard if it's already on stage.
yeah.
But plus all sorts of rock and roll, soul, blues, country, original stuff, and try to be a show band, keep it interesting, not only on the ears but the eyes, and it's kind of what we do.
And you do it well, I tell you. If this is a little preview to everything, and what I've seen, again, everything I saw was on the website. You could count on I'll get up to the Arcata and catch one of your shows moving on.
It'd be fun.
You know, when you mentioned something, you're a drummer, and who else is there, father and son?
Yeah, so the guitar player is my drummer's dad.
I'm sure you heard of Deacon Frost from the area. Terry and Taylor. Taylor's the drummer, and Terry's the lead
Nice,
guy.
nice.
Yeah, and they were on here last week or week before. Oh, they were here not too long ago. They opened for us. We do a thing, America First Responders, at the radio station.
Mm-hmm.
That's our, try to be our philanthropic arm, so to speak. And we give back to all the first responders, starting with our military, police, fire, medical, you name it. Everybody's involved, even your public works, the people that are out there, serving each and every one of us so we can stay safe. And Terry always opens up for us.
Nice.
And I'm going to have Mark. Mark Bialik is the one that started all of that. It was Back to Blue in the beginning, and then we transitioned into this, the America First Responders thing. So he does the playlist. So we're going to have to talk to you maybe about, see if you're available.
For sure.
On our event that's going to be coming up this summer. So that's wonderful. We're looking really forward to that.
Absolutely. Actually, people talk about the tributes, what I still do, here and there. Oftentimes when I am doing a tribute, it's I actually get to play with my father still. That's cool. He'll do an Elvis thing, and I'll either do Johnny Cash or we have another show called Elvis Through the Years, and got to shave and do the hair again. But
that's okay.
Every once in a while, it's fun to be able to perform with your parents as well.
That's got to be neat, huh?
Yeah.
God, I could imagine that would be really, really something. Well, yeah, you put together a piece and a half over here. How about something that's, your own stuff, let me tell you, is great, but give us a little rendition of something that, I don't know,
an inspiration.
Little Johnny, do some kind of Johnny Cash. He's one of my favorites. Anything you pick is good. Everyone's going to love it. And folks, listen, you want to ask any questions of Jonny Lyons? He's right here live in our studio, and you can call him and talk to him, 847-931-1410. 847-931-1410. So I think we got time for another song.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's see. Well, I was toting my pack along the dusty Winnemucca Road when along came a semi with a high-end canvas cover load. He said, if you're going to Winnemucca Mac, with me you can ride. So then I climbed into the cab and then I settled down inside. He asked me if I'd seen a road with so much dust and sand, and I said, listen, well, I've traveled every road in this here land. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man, and I breathe the mountain air, man.
Travel, I'd had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa, Oklahoma, Tampa, Panama, Mattawa, La Paloma, Bangor, Baltimore, Salvador, Amarillo, Tocopilla, Banquilla, Hamperdilla, Imagilla. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Cross the deserts bare, man, and I breathe the mountain air, man. Travel, I'd had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Boston, Charleston, Dayton, Louisiana, Washington, Houston, Kingston, Texarkana, Monterey, Faraday, Santa Fe, Tallapoosa, Glen Rock, Black Rock, Little Rock, Oskaloosa, Tennessee, to Tennessee, Chicopee, Spirit Lake, Grand Lake, Devils Lake, Crater Lake. For Pete's sake, I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Cross the deserts bare, man, and I breathe the mountain air, man. Travel, I'd had my share, man. I've been everywhere. You know, there sure are a lot of cities in this year's song, and sometimes it's just so doggone many to get through. It just seems to drag on a little bit for me, so if it's all right with you, I think we pick up the pace a little bit. Duluth, Nashville, Laughlin, Box, Shelbyville, Jacksonville, Waterloo, Costa Rica, Pittsfield, Springfield, Bakersfield, Shreveport, Hackensack, Cadillac, Fond du Lac, Davenport, Idaho, Jellicoe, Argentina, Dalmatina, Pasadena, Catalina. See what I mean? I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Cross the deserts bare, man, and I breathe the mountain air, man. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been in Pittsburgh, Budberg, Gravelburg, Halloween, Ellensburg, Rexburg, Vicksburg, Colorado, Larimore, Admore, Half-Shot, Chattanooga, Chaska, Nebraska, Alaska, Opelika, Bearable, Waterloo, Kansas, Kansas City, Sioux City, Sioux City, Dodge City, Woodapity. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Cross the deserts bare, man, and I breathe the mountain air, man. Travel, I'd had my share, man. Well, I've been everywhere. Well, I've been everywhere. Thank you. Awesome. All righty.
Enough. I cannot thank you enough for being here.
Thanks
Timing
for
was
having me.
perfect. You made it right to the end of the show. I'd like to give you one of these. Hopefully you'd wear it.
Of course. Thank you.
You were live in Studio 14. Yeah, I cannot believe, man. What a show that you're going to put on tonight. Thank you very much for being here, Johnny.
Thank you for having me.
We covered all the bit. You got to come back. This hour went just way too quick. So, listen, you're listening to Deano's Night Out. We have to take this hard break. Top of the hour here. WRMN 1410 is what you're listening to. So, please go on over and see Jonny Lyons. He's going to be at the Douglas, and it's Danny's Pizza. And we'll talk to you guys in just a little bit.
If you turned 65 recently like me, it's important you find a Medicare Advantage plan that gives you the coverage you're looking for. But finding one can be difficult. The best thing I did, and I suggest you do the same, is call a licensed insurance agent and let them walk you through your Medicare Advantage plan options. There are so many benefits you have access to, so make the call now and let the representatives explain everything to you. Our licensed insurance agents can offer you a variety of Medicare Advantage plans. Plus, the call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation to enroll. We're here to make it easy for you to select a Medicare Advantage plan that may work for your needs. Finding a Medicare Advantage plan can be easy if you do what I did. Make a quick call right now to learn more. Thank you.
800-433-3082. 800-433-3082. 800-433-3082. That's 800-433-3082.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 3 o'clock.
This is WRMN News.
Hello, I'm Dennis Green. There's still no resolution in the war in Ukraine. News Nation's Robert Sherman has more.
Foreign policy once again front and center as the president's special envoy Keith Kellogg saw on the ground in Ukraine today, meeting with President Volodymyr Zelensky. Diplomacy is pressing on as the White House works to broker a peace deal between the Ukrainians and the Russians. But the back and forth between President Trump and President Zelensky has certainly dominated the conversation this week. While National Security Advisor Mike Waltz said the U.S. is still firmly supportive of Ukraine.
President Trump has blamed Ukraine for the war and called Zelensky a dictator. A federal judge has cleared the way for the Trump administration to continue its efforts in shrinking the government's workforce. News Nation's Tom Dempsey reports.
President Donald Trump's team and the Department of Government Efficiency scored a legal win, with the federal judge coming out and saying that those mass layoffs and those federal buyout offers can continue. This was a lawsuit that was filed by multiple different labor unions in federal court, and it called on the court to block the mass firings and buyout offers to federal workers. The unions believe this effort by President Trump and DOJ violates the separation of powers.
So far, it's estimated that more than 18,000 federal workers have been shown the door since the Trump administration took over about a month ago. A weak forecast from Walmart heavily weighed on the stock market on Thursday. News Nation's Connell McShane has more.
Rough guidance from the huge retailer, and Walmart's so big it can have an impact on the economy, so that had people worried. Dow down 1%.
In addition to the 450-point drop in the Dow, the S&P 500 fell 26 points and the NASDAQ was off 93. For WRMN News, I'm Dennis Green.
With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by Cintas. In Naperville, one person was killed in a house fire on Red Wing Court. Firefighters responding around 3:15 on Wednesday to find a person trapped on the second floor amidst intense flames. Efforts to save the victim were hampered by a collapsed stairwell and severe damage elsewhere in the house. An investigation into the fire is ongoing. Elgin Community College's Second Space Theater is set to host the award-winning musical Next to Normal beginning this weekend. Performances are scheduled through March 2nd with a special American Sign Language interpreted show on March 1st. Tickets are $22 for adults or $20 for seniors and students. An accident occurred on Sunday in unincorporated Woodstock, claiming the life of an Elgin man and injuring 5 others. The accident happened when the 33-year-old driver tried to pass another vehicle in a no-passing zone on Route 14, leading to a head-on collision. Sadly, the driver was pronounced dead at the scene, and his 6-year-old passenger was airlifted with life-threatening injuries. With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Dell Technologies is celebrating with anniversary savings on their most popular tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 16, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology to match your forward-thinking spirit and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. This afternoon, sunny with a high near 28, with temperatures falling to around 23. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 10. It feels like -3. Tomorrow, sunny with a high near 32, with temperatures falling to around 28. It feels like -2. Currently, it is 26 with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement, and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Finding a reputable business shouldn't require luck or chance. But how can you tell who you can trust? Pro tip, The BBB connects people with businesses they can trust. So think of the BBB as the better, check with the BBB first, because better businesses are honest and commit to high ethical standards bureau. That's why they're better. Always look for the sign of a better business and find a better business anytime at bbb.org.